Hello guys, in this short video I want to revisit kind of a classical old topic of Laravel or any web development, but from different angles. So we will talk about how to make the link active. So we will talk about URLs, routing requests, blade components, and blade class directive with various examples. Let's go step by step. The first, most simple example, you have a list with a link and you need to add a CSS class by URL. And this is the code in the blade. You have a link to the route and then you check the URL with asterisk. And there are three tips, three lessons for you here. First, request is checks for URL, which returns true or false. So tasks could be also without asterisk. If we refresh, it still is active, but on the dashboard it's not active, so that works. Then tip number 2 is asterisk, which means that whatever happens after tasks, for example, you have a create form, which I haven't implemented in this project, but the link is still active because this is a wildcard asterisk. And then the third thing is class blade directive. Did you know about that? So class allows you to add a set of classes, especially useful when using Tailwind with a lot of CSS classes. So these classes, this set will be executed anyway, and then another set of key value pair. This will be added only if this condition is true. In other words, this is the default CSS. This is additional CSS for active links. Example number 2, almost identical, also tasks index, also class blade directive, but the check of condition is request route is. And this is if you want to check the route name. So for example, in my case, I have a controller with tasks.index as a name, and then that link will be active on tasks.whatever in the route name. For example, if I rename that to task.index, and then if we rename that to task.index with links, as you can see, the link checking the URL is active, but the link checking the route name isn't active anymore. So request is true, request route isn't true anymore. And personally, I prefer working with route names instead of URLs because URLs may change in the future. This is more realistic than changing route names. Now let's go one level deeper and talk about the second level menu. For example, that would be tasks and then submenu here or drop-down menu or something like this. Tasks active, inactive, or all by default. How do you make these active or inactive? Here's the code. As you saw already, there's tasks status parameter in the routes, and then in the index of that task, we have this. So active and inactive are passed as parameter, and then we check by request status. Or actually, you can pass that from the controller, or globally, that request status corresponds to inactive here. And again, we're using the same class blade directive, just with different condition. And also at the bottom, for all, we're using class, but with a more complex condition. So you can combine request route is tasks index and status is empty. So in that case, if you click all, or if you click just tasks, it doesn't contain the status as a parameter, and this condition becomes true. Finally, let's talk about how to use that in blade components. And this is example from Laravel Breeze, which is actually the foundation of this project, and it has blade component inside called nav link, navigation link. And one of the property of that component is active. So here's how you do it for repeated links, which probably is the primary use case for blade components. So you provide the value, boolean, true or false, into a property called active. Sorry for my voice, third video in a row for today. I feel it's a bit shaky. Anyway, the component itself is in the resources views components nav link blade here, and it looks like this. Accepts the property active, and then depending on the active true or false, it fills in the classes with various sets of Tailwind CSS classes. And then it merges the classes with whatever you pass as a class on top of nav link calling here, so you could pass a class here, for example, margin top 4 or whatever, and we refresh, and we have the margin here. So you have classes from blade file merged with blade component. So yeah, these are various ways how to make the current link active with Tailwind, Blade, and components. Did I miss anything? Then comment below, or if you have any related questions to requests or whatever topic that I covered in this video, also use the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this one, and see you guys in other videos.